So in what is progress on South Africa's dodgy contract front, where millions go missing through a lack of proper procurement and corruption, the Water and Sanitation Department has managed to recover over 600 million rand. Some of the service providers putting money back into the department's coffers are big players like SAP, the software giant, whose contract was found to have been procured without the proper procedures being followed, as well as troubled tech titan EOH. The Minister of Water and Sanitation, Senzo Mchunu, joins us now to talk about the moves the DWS is making towards running a tight and accountable operation. Minister, good evening to you and welcome. This is something to toast with a clean glass of clean water tonight, in that there are no new incidents of unauthorized expenditure in your department. What do you attribute this to?
Well, firstly, our department is fully functional, and it is meant by everybody who should be there, from ministry to the department. That includes all the posts that we filled when we joined the department, shortly after we joined. From DG to 5 DGs to more than 21 chief directors were not there when we started. And each one of them knows exactly what they should do. And with that, it meant that we had strengthened the department and we could only move up. And the second thing was to target substance, because people filling up posts without dealing with substance and having direction on that, it may not count for anything. And therefore, we're there as ministry to give direction to the department, to give guidance, to give support. And with that, then the officials started working and were monitoring on an ongoing basis. And I must say that DG and CFO in particular and other officials have worked very hard since then, and we're seeing the results now, in the main reducing under expenditure from over 2 billion to just around 800 million. Of course, as under expenditure, that is still big, but we couldn't have a turnaround in just 1 year. Because of a number of resistant issues. But the way we've done in the last financial year is clear that in the next, by the end of this financial year, starting April 1, 2023, we will have cleared our way to zero under expenditure. And at the same time, dealing with things like irregular expenditure, dealing with things like fruitless expenditure, those are not wanted and are not needed, almost banned in our department.
I hope we're able to get to, in the time that we have, Minister, to some of these issues that you talk about that are almost a legacy that you inherited around resistance. But I want to ask about, fingers continue to point at your predecessor, Nomvula Mokonyane, since she was at the helm when the more than 900 million rand SABC deal went through, for example. Are you going to pursue answers from her and others who made this happen?
You'd recall that this matter we reported about it last year for the recovery of monies to SAP and EOH. It's actually the type of investigation that we found having been started in our department. And we didn't relent, we didn't reverse it, we didn't do anything. We confirmed our support for it, and we gave more support as would have been required. And not only just the two, but SIU, SAP, SAPS are hard at work, especially the SIU, on a number of other issues. You would remember there was an allegation in some media quarters that we were reversing whatever had been done in terms of uncovering corruption, including charging or continuing with investigations that affected employees inside the department. It is now history that there was never such. And we are continuing with what we are doing, and we are very interested in it, uprooting corruption from the department. And since then, there are even people who have been fired, other people who have done something wrong subsequent to our assumption of duty, and they've been dealt with accordingly.
Who's still standing in your way, Minister? Who's standing in the way of progress there?
Pardon?
Who is standing in the way of progress at the DWS now? You talked about resistant issues.
Well, it's just time where you find that you have to do a turnaround, like in the issue of under expenditure. And then we found that there are certain financial systems that had not been in place that needed to be put in from scratch. And that is what DG and team have been doing, but they couldn't be fast enough to implement all of them. They've been able to do remarkable work in these systems, which constituted either weak accountability or just gaps that were there in financial accountability. They've made remarkable progress, and hence a quite huge reduction, more than half of what we underspent in the first, in 21-22. This time it has gone to less than half. And that's the progress. So when I say things that are resisting, I'm just talking about the movement on systems, but no human being is resisting. We are there, ensuring that there's progress.
Interesting, and we'll watch how this progress continues to develop. Minister of Water and Sanitation, Senzo Mchunu.